Good morning, everyone. My name is Shawna Parks. I'm the legal director with the Disability Rights Legal Center. Along with public counsel, the ACLU of Southern California, and the ACLU National Prison Project, we were counsel for the class of plaintiffs in this case. And this was a class action that was filed earlier this year that challenged the failure to provide education and special education at Los Angeles County's largest juvenile detention camp, Camp Challenger. And as Supervisor Yaroslavsky said, we are here along with representatives from the county, from the Probation Department, from the Los Angeles County Office of Education to announce the settlement in this case. And the settlement, I would just like to acknowledge, is the result of a tremendous amount of work by everyone who is involved, both people who are here today and many, many people who are working behind the scenes to make this happen. And everybody who worked on the settlement recognized that the kids at Camp Challenger were at risk. They were at risk of continued unemployment and poverty, and most significantly, they were at risk of continued involvement with the criminal justice system. And we deeply, as the plaintiffs, we deeply, deeply appreciate the fact that when the county, when Probation, with the LA County Office of Education were confronted with this lawsuit, that they came to the table in a very meaningful way to make the settlement happen. So what I want to do is go through a few of the details, again, still pretty high level, but give you a sense of what is going to happen at Camp Challenger. So under this agreement, the LA County Office of Education and the Probation Department are going to work extensively with a team of nationally renowned experts to implement systemic reforms at Challenger and at the high school that's located at Camp Challenger. And they're going to do this to make sure that we're providing the education and the special education that the kids at Camp Challenger need. The reform is going to cover at least 13 major areas. This includes literacy, instruction, transition, including transition back to the community for these kids, special education, and aftercare. The reforms are also going to focus on leadership of the staff and administration at Camp Challenger, and sustainability. Because what we want to do is make sure that the changes that we're implementing as part of the settlement are permanent and long-lasting. The experts who will work hand-in-hand with the Challenger team are some of the nation's leaders in the development of educational and rehabilitative programs for youth and juvenile detention settings. In addition, the settlement provides a host of other programmatic reforms at Challenger. This includes the creation of something called the Challenger Reform Task Force that will be responsible for providing information and feedback relevant to the reform efforts. And they're also going to serve as liaisons to the individuals at Challengers and community stakeholders, so that people who are affected by these changes, who are affected by what's going on at Camp Challenger, will have a voice. In addition, LACO and Probation are going to be developing a literacy program, including creating a lending library and hiring a librarian. They're going to create a career and technical education program, all of which were services that were previously unavailable to the youth at Challenger. Importantly also, the settlement provides for intensive reading services for youth who were previously detained at Challenger. So any youth who was detained at Challenger from January 12, 2008 will be eligible for these intensive reading services at no cost to them. And this is in order to help them regain the education that they lost during their time at Challenger. Now, nobody up here, and I don't think anybody would assert this, that these changes are going to be easy. But I think that we all agree, and I know everybody who negotiated agrees, that these kids are worth it. That they're worth the effort, that they're worth the commitment, both from the plaintiff's perspective and from the county's perspective. And we'd like to commend Probation, LACO, the county, for accepting the challenge, for accepting the challenge of reform when they recognized that there was a problem, and making the commitment to make Challenger the rehabilitative environment that it's supposed to be.